We're back. Next up on the list is the melee vats build. So we're gonna start into that one. Similar start to the skill list as the last one. However, instead of luck, agility, and perception, we're going luck, agility, and strength. Now, technically, agility is the primary for this build. You do need strength to do your melee mods and that kind of stuff. The other way you can run this is sacrifice some of the crit perks and roll endurance just for extra survivability because you're gonna get hit in this one. Um, so recapping really quick, cutting down. You can do this one. I don't normally start with that one, but that's an extra 15% damage in combat. Still gonna want the Mysterious Stranger just in case you don't get a one shot. One of the major differences is Idiot Savant, since we're not going Intellect, is extremely useful. So you randomly receive 3 times XP from any action. The lower your intelligence, the greater the chance. I will say with higher intelligence, it doesn't proc often, but when it does proc, oh wow. Tier 2, you get 5 times XP. Now that's super helpful. Tier 3, I do not recommend. Randomly receiving bonus XP from any action may trigger 3 times XP for all kills for a short period of time. This one isn't kill based. You can literally quick save and quick load while turning in a quest until it procs and get a 5 times multiplier. So, better criticals, still gonna rock that one. Crit banker, oh, crit banker, still gonna use. Storing AP, super helpful, even though we're not going anywhere near as heavy on the AP. 4-leaf clover. And then we will be doing gun fu. This is the primary one this build is built around. So Blitz, Bat's melee difference, distance is increased significantly. Tier 2 at level 29. Melee distance is increased even more, and the farther the Blitz distance, the greater the damage. Now, it doesn't break that down any further than that. But then when you add, gun fu doing 25%, 50, and then critting, for whatever reason, my Windows key is still enabled. Um, we are running stealth on this one, so we're gonna go for all 3 tiers of ninja. So the last half of that, melee sneak attacks do 10 times normal damage. Moving target, not predominant. Action boy is always good. Now, technically, silence weapons doing additional damage, I believe scales into this, but I don't remember honestly off the top of my head. Sneak, gonna want these. So tier 4, 50% harder to detect while sneaking, and running no longer adversely affects stealth. That's helpful. The rest of these are gun perks, and we ain't touching them. Jumping into strength. Obviously, this is for our melee thing. So we've already got tier 2 in big leagues doing 40% more melee weapon damage and a chance to disarm your opponent, which is just fun. 60%, 80%, and hit all targets in front of you. Do double damage with a melee weapon, gain a chance to cripple opponent, or grand slam the head. Armor, you're gonna want points into armor because, well, you're gonna get hit periodically with this build. Blacksmith, so this is so you can do your melee weapon mods. And then everything else in here is gunners, carry weight, gun bashing, stuff we're not actually using. This one is for a different build if you're going power armor. We are definitely. Now, endurance, obviously that affects your hit points and your AP drain from sprinting. Toughness, this goes up to 50% damage reduction, and that only takes 1 in endurance. Lead belly, take less radiation from eating or drinking, even less radiation, and no radiation. Um, Boost your health by a maximum of 60 and slowly regen lost health. Chem resistant, not critical for the build. The Aqua Boy, you no longer take radiation damage from swimming and can breathe underwater. That is helpful. Rad resistant, 30% radiation resistance. Adamantium skeleton is useful. You can eliminate limb damage completely. Cannibal, we don't. I mean, you can use it, but it's a little wonky. There's some other side effects on that one. Ghoulish radiation regenerates health. That one's just kind of entertaining. And then solar powered during the hours of 6 o'clock a.m. to 6 p.m., you gain 2 to strength and endurance. Sunlight slowly heals radiation damage. Sunlight regenerates lost health. So if you're not wanting to go crit, you technically can do this. Otherwise, use this as your third tree to dump points into when because you don't actually have to level out your strength. So, with that being said, I ran over to the museum, did that, just brought them back. So I've got the first quest to go to Ten Pines. I haven't even made it down to Diamond City yet. I have done nothing but run the core. I just had a bunch of procs for the Idiot Savant. I picked up a switchblade and I looted some stuff around town to make it serrated. So you throughout the duration of the game, you can kind of weigh your costs because the faster the blade, the less AP, which allows you to chain a lot more hits. End game, it does obviously less damage than the Deathclaw Gauntlet, the Power Fist, a bunch of other. I mean, even some of your baseball bats and stuff, but they have a lot higher AP cost. So you guys can weigh that one for yourself. Right now, we're officially doing damage at 27, speed of fast. The other thing you'll want to do when you get into it later is make sure that you've got the stealth modifiers on your armor. And I normally run AP reduction just because it amuses me. So, we are. Oh, another huge thing. The dog is supposed here. Not supposed to be following me. I assigned him to stay at Sanctuary Hills, and for whatever reason, I don't think it actually saved. So, 1 second here. One of the other batch of perks is into the charisma tree where you get bonus points on your damage for Dog 2. Why is it not available? Weird. I'll run back up here. Something wigged out with my workbench, it looks like. Well, I'm supposed to be able to tell the dog to go to Sanctuary Hills and stay, and for whatever reason, it is freaked out.
Wait there.
So, I'm going to see if will stay here. Ultimately, the only reason you don't want a companion is because your companion will break stealth for you. Obviously not helpful. So, normally you want to assign your companion somewhere that you can pick back up later. But I want to say Charisma has a perk. Charisma has a perk where you get bonus damage if you're not traveling with a companion. That can be helpful if you have points to burn. I want to say this build is less perk intensive than the last one just because of the nature of it. But it's been a little while since I've done it. Okay, let's try it on this one. Then the dog. Yes. You stay here. Either way, we're gonna make a run down towards the Diamond City, and we'll assassinate a few things on the way. Um. Ugh. Apparently, he's coming with us. So for the moment, we may as well start on the Minutemen quests. Then we can go kill raiders. Don't know why the dog is still with us, but that's okay. Wait, I might be able to.
Hey. How you doing, buddy? Might be best if we split up for a while, boy.
There we go. On the dog Sanctuary Hills. Been a minute since I've really been on Fallout, so. And you're still going to use your vats for pretty much all of your targeting. And then once we get a little bit further into the game, you'll be crouching, running around hidden, attacking with bats. Now, it's ridiculous, but I want to say you can get, like, it's got to be close to 60 feet with the ring. Both Tears and Blitz. It's phenomenal engagement distance. And then when you get the perks where you can run while you're crouched. So, for the purpose of demonstration, at tier 1, we should be in range. Okay. So, not as well. But with tier 2, I mean, we can pretty much go from the far side of the road in. So that's just kind of good to know. You kind of have to get a feel for it. So you just inch your way closer and closer until your bats is happy. We're going to go up to 10 pines, but we're not going. Well, I mean, we could go kill the raiders, I suppose, but that's not really our primary. Not going up after the sniper rifle in this one. Usually some real dogs out in this. Technically down below. Sometimes they wander up the. And when we get down to Diamond City, we can pick up a combat knife. Now, is pretty much there's a specialty one that we will want to get because it's got bonuses, but you pretty much run the entire game with a combat knife, which sounds ridiculous, but
Take it easy. I'm with the Minutemen. Sure. We're rebuilding the Minutemen from the ground up. We're the good guys again.
by the time I get there, it's gonna.
Hi. I told you to get out of here. Take it easy. I'm with the Minutemen. We're rebuilding the Minutemen from the ground up. Glad there's a raiders for you. Thanks,
Right.
Fleet. If you folks are for real this time.
So the switchblade we're running with, we just picked up off of one of the raiders at the museum. And you get Preston and his people out of there. Wild mongrel. He king. Now, generally, you have to be on the same height as them. However, some of the time that always work. When you get a little bit further, you can drop out of vats, gain one hit, and then warp halfway up a staircase, and then go again. So until you really get a feel on your distance, this is kind of it. You're just wanting to make sure you stay hidden. You can see that as we start moving closer, and moving faster, we're almost hitting that point where it's gonna break our stealth. And I should be within range, so I don't know why I can't hit this thing yet. Because I'm like standing on top of it. I have no problem sitting in. Something's buggy. Of course, never happens when you're trying to demonstrate. Come this way. There we go. Now there is an alpha one somewhere nearby. That's our next thing we're watching for. That one's got a little bit higher hit points. So, more rat over there. So this is pretty much how you're going to end up playing the entire game. You stealth, stay stealthed. When something shows up, you kill it, and you repeat this process. So, we're going to go find some actual people. Because killing rats isn't fun. At least not in small groups. When you get, 5 or 6 of them, then you can port around the whole circle. That's more fun. Alright. And then periodically you'll see a humanoid green emblem pop up with kind of a weird laugh. That's our idiot savant proc. The purpose for that is solely just because when you're higher intelligence, you make XP, you make higher XP gain per thing you do. So they've tried to balance a mechanic to make that work for people that aren't int based. Now, obviously, you can bug it, like I said, and just quick load, quick load, reload until it procs when you're turning in quests. I mean, you can make 30,000 XP from doing some of the Minutemen quests, which is quite phenomenal. And I'm like, I hear something. Now we're not going to get our stealth procs, but we can pop a crit. What happens when you start running around not worrying about things? Trying to get us closer to the Ortega plant over here. What I was saying earlier though, there's a combat knife that has a extra half point of stealth damage multiplier, which when you factor it in with everything else is quite significant in the long run. But we can pick up a basic combat knife from Arturo, and then if we've got the mods unlocked, we can actually just make our variant of that. And then eventually I will find where that is, because it's up recently, and we can actually show the location for that knife. Because it does the serrated damage, which we have on this one, plus an extra backstab multiplier. Pretty solid option. Pretty sure there's people who want to kill from gas station. Pretty safe to just assume that everywhere you go, everybody wants to kill you. So turrets, technically, you can do the same hit combo too. The problem is their range tends to be a little better than ours early game. So, because I mean, we need like half this distance, and the turrets are already kind of aware that we're here. But we can normally sneak around and hit them. Especially if we're not moving much. Oh, when they come to investigate, it makes it. There's another one behind you. Thank you. It's telling us we have no chance to hit. Ugh. Oh, other than Vats is bugging right now, we can close this distance without any problem. And then you can switch targets to the turret. Obviously, it's aware we're here. There's our idiot Savant proc. Now it's time to go inside. If you're going to run this build right off the bat, it takes a little while to get. However, once you get a feel for it and you get a little bit more on the perks, you get a few stealth procs running. Yeah, it is. It's definitely the most strange build. Pickpocket raider. There's a raider stuck behind the door. Alright. Now that we got him out of the way. So as much as we've been shot at right now, I mean, I've gotten none of the perks done. They're idiots Von proc. We've taken half our health, and most of that was from that shootout out front. And then we can wait until, you know, they dissipate and go sneaking around and go find them again. We're just about ready for. Oh. Or we can wait until they find us. But being able to teleport around is just kind of entertaining. And you can, of course, queue up multiples. That's kind of the basics without having any of the perks rolling yet. Boss should be up top, though.
Keep your eyes open. I think this asshole's using a
We can see the turret over there. But by about here, we should be able to engage. Well, the turret's just a hair out of range. So early game, obviously you're going to get hit a little bit more. Once you get your stealth procs rolling, it's a lot simpler. But essentially, you have a teleport melee assassin. So, oh, dang. All right. With that, we're gonna kick it up a little bit here. Go to 50. Now, if you power level this way, the easiest way to get rid of the stupid XP counter is tab out of this, quick save it, quick load it, and it's fine. So, now that we got a couple of points, 8 points, definitely take tier 2 for Idiot Savant, even though it's not a crit perk. Can't take our next tier in Assassin yet. Action Boy, I wouldn't, at this point, I would grab all of your first tier and all of your crit perks. And then whatever points you can put into Sneak. Yeah, that. We're going to be able to up it or off to do this. Couple of points make a world of difference early game. So this one we can port all the way around the corner. Which is just slightly entertaining. You can room clear, you can clear hallways, you can clear all kinds of stuff this way. Immensely entertaining. For AP bar to recharge. For our danger to clear out here, then we'll go engage the next mob. Obviously, we're only getting a 2 of 3. For whatever reason, that did not proc our stealth. Because up in the left, it'll tell you that you got your crit perk. Here's our 4-leaf clover, refilling our crit bar. And it eats Vaughn just because. Shooting me. So, see, I can't get to him because he's above me. I have to actually run up here. So I'm closer to his level. So that's one of the things is when you're later, like dealing super mutants and stuff, that can be a little bit awkward. Like, hang on, let me run up the flight of stairs at people that are shooting at me so I can go get the kill. Back up. I believe he's about a minute. Yeah. This room, for instance, is not an ideal engagement because you've got so much space trying to do. And we'll probably pull the turret. And we can't touch the turret from down here. So, obviously that doesn't work out. So there are times where you're still going to want a primary weapon. Just because. Now your perks for a lot of stuff still will count. Even with something like the pistol, because as long as you're still sneaking, it still technically counts as stealth. But can't engage at quite the same range. Stuck with the pistol. There's a 2.5 time. That just sucks all the way across the board. If we get lucky. Now the turret doesn't know where we are at the moment, so I'm still getting stealth hits. But at a 40% hit chance, better off just spell shots. That's what got me last time was the explosion. Wait. I'm not gonna go loot everything because it doesn't matter. We're gonna get out of here and jump down to Diamond City. That way we can go get our first combat knife. Lots of people out here want to kill us. We are not equipped with a melee build to do this, so this is just run away. Alright. Moving right along. There's gonna be weird situations. Always weird. Like a bunny or a dog or something sprinted on out of there. Free stuff. There's raiders. Infantry reserves. Which, if they're on our level, is one thing. The ghouls. Here. Goodbye. One sounds like he's coming downstairs. Grim Reaper, so there's our AP refill. And there's more ghouls somewhere nearby. Here to be. Means it's gonna fall on my head. Oh, it'll let me port up. Okay, perfect. Somebody else nearby. He's out of range, so go up and go. Grid strike plus sneak. Alright. That appears to be clear. Moving on. High up for that one right now. At this point, you're kind of getting a feel for what's going on. And every once in a while it does that, where it's like you randomly throw the knife even though you can't throw the knives in this game. And then everybody else comes to investigate. Go help the paladin on my way down for 3 levels. Oh, might as well go kill him first. I was saying technically those are 2 or 3 hit because of the damage on the weapon. However, with the stealth multipliers, you're good to go. Now, coming in here, it's a firefight situation. Our stealth isn't really going to work, but it's fun to port around. One shot off. Wait a second on our AP bar, except they're not going to let us. Now, if we engage just in melee, we don't do jack for damage. So, this is where it's a good time to go away. Right around the paladin. You really need to be using vats for literally everything. Much like the other crit build. This is where Action Boy comes in handy, is when you end up in these situations, because, well, cutting your AP regen in half helps significantly for some reason. Like, they're just out of range. It's just awesome that you can melee engage that distance at tier 1. I glitched into something. I'm gonna glitch back out. The game does get buggy when you do certain weirdnesses. Alright, that was fun. Back on to go get our weapon. Eh, totally following the wrong marker. By the time you get like another, I would say about 5-6 levels into this, it's hilarious. Then you start working up your armor, calibrating that for bonus stealth, bonus damage, AP reduction, that kind of thing. Technically, you could go heavy armor if you wanted to do a strength base, but you're going to lose most of your stealth on that. So, not really worth it. I could see trading crit for endurance, but I enjoy being able to one-shot things. It amuses me. And because I haven't explored this map yet, we're going to have to do the whole intro thing to get into Diamond City, so that'll take a second. We can go talk to Arturo, buy a combat knife, go back up to base. Free 5-time multiplier for walking through a town. Gotta love it. Fair warning, crossing this bridge every once in a while, one of these glitches out and you fall through the bridge. Will we test this on something bigger? If memory serves, there's super mutants nearby. Work if they're killing them all. See if it'll let us get close enough. Oh, dog. Oh, we're still invisible as far as they're concerned. But even being this close, I can't target up. So that's one of the drawbacks with the build. With that being said, as soon as you get the second tier in Blitz, the amount of fun you'll have with this just randomly teleporting and assassinating things is great.
I got orders not to let you in, Miss Piper. I'm sorry. I'm just doing my job.
Ooh, just doing your job. Protecting Diamond City means keeping me out, is that it? Oh, look, it's the scary reporter. Boom.
I'm sorry.
Alright, so while she was doing all of that, the knife that we want is somewhere right up in here. It's that Pikmin's Gallery. It's got the serrated plus the stealth mod on it. We should be able to buy a combat knife and just put the stealth mod on, but having both does sizably increase your damage potential. Oh look, more 5-time health or XP multipliers for walking into things.
Anyone is one of those things. It's that secretary of
Let's see, do you happen to have
Uh-huh. Let's see what you got.
weapons? Looking for a. Got the switchblade, which is what we've already got. He does not have combat knife. Alright. We'll wait around for Arturo to get here.
New guy, am I right? Yeah, I'm the new guy. Well, if I'll take a look. Sure. Everything.
It's. He's got a machete. So the higher or the slower, I should say, the speed is, the more AP it's going to cost. So there's pros and cons to running with the little knife versus tire iron, machetes, all that fun stuff. He doesn't have it either. So that's good to know. Or at least not at this level. So we're going to head up here and go actually get the one that we want. Or back to 10 vines really quick and turn that into. And then we can show off the XP bug on that when we turn it back into Preston. Some of the time that can take a little bit longer than we want it to, but alright, need a off. Radiation storm. Never mind. We're gonna come back down here and talk to these guys. No point in taking extra rad damage for no reason. Dude, where are you going?
Hey, at least it's honest work.
There you go.
I can't remember the last time I had clean fingernails.
Hi.
My back hurts, my feet hurts, everything hurts.
Excuse me.
Last time I got the quest from her, but this time I got it from him.
You find those raiders? Yeah, I took care of them. No kids. So if we want, sure.
Alright. So we really get XP when we go back to Preston and turn them in. when you're doing the quests for him and you end up like taking over the castle and stuff like that, if you happen to XP bug that one, it's real sizable because it's one of the major quests.
You know that settlement you sent me to help? They've decided to join the Minutemen. That's great news.
So you get him talking,
For the job.
and then you
Uh,
tab through and see what your XP bar does. So we didn't hear the annoying laugh. That one didn't count. Reload
I knew you were the right person for the
and still stay in the conversation.
I figured you'd tell me when you were ready.
Normally within 4 or 5 times, good to go. Not always. If you save too late, it automatically won't.
Have you heard of the
A little weird, but
great news? I knew you were the right person. By the way, how much you I don't think I
we'll do it a few times and just see if we can get one to proc. It base is 900, so instead of 900, we'd be looking at 1500 XP.
That's great news. I knew you were the right I figured you'd tell me when you That's great news. I knew you were
Normally you'll hear the laugh before.
I figured you'd tell me when you were ready. You guys
We might have saved late on this one.
didn't you? That's right. That's great news. I knew you were the right person for the job. But not much you I figured you'd tell me when you were ready. That's great news. I knew you were the right person. But now I figured you'd tell me when That's great news. I knew you were the right By the way,
I can get it for procking randomly walking through town, but when I want to actually demonstrate the purpose of it, it's not going to work for me.
I don't think I figured you'd
Is what it is. Anyways, you get the gist of it. So
massacre.
normally you can do that, and after a few tries, it'll proc your idiot.
As long as you don't give I'm not Hey, that means a lot coming from Okay. I'll do it. Good. Don't worry. That's quite the lead. Sure. The one
This whole conversation just puts you in charge of the group. I'm done.
We've got to show people the Minuteman can really help them.
Now, you'll pretty much get, if you want to do it, it's worth a boatload of XP, but you'll pretty much get stuck just running quest after quest after quest. Go talk to these people, they're in trouble. Go talk to these people, they're in trouble. Go talk to these people, they're in trouble. It did happen for a while. Go to the boat. Now, you can get an upgrade on your Pip-Boy, your wrist-held computer thing, that also does a stealth field, which obviously massively helps your stealth as well. It's a short burst invisibility field. To be fair, I haven't messed with it. I know it's a thing. Normally by that point, I've got enough points into what I'm doing that it doesn't matter much to me. So, run across the bridge, go a different direction here, and go see if we can't pick up our awesome knife. Without getting ourselves killed. Or at least not killed too many times. 3 XP for walking through buildings. Meters. You can kind of see the problem in it. Now I'm underneath. But if I hop up here, I should be able to engage both of them. So that's kind of the downside with the build, because you do generally have to be same level. Now we're gonna get shot from the other turret. wrong here. We're looking for a Pikmin's Gallery. Should be up in the corner of the peninsula there. Somebody's up top. Super mutants? Like it. Yep. Don't necessarily want to deal with them if we don't have to. This is kind of their territory. Ooh. They pop out of the ground like daisies. Alright. Even that's from this conference. My alert. But until we actually get on the same level, couldn't do anything. Moving on again. Be a threat. I think.
Here to learn about
Don't really want to go swimming across there unless we have to, so we're gonna. So in situations like this, you can either target both, or you can back off. Fortunately, this guy's coming towards me, so we're gonna engage one at a time. And then we should return to stealth if we haven't been found yet. Then we'll just hop to the next one. Otherwise, if you can reposition, you can line up both of them. And as you take more perks into stealth, that obviously makes a huge difference. Walk around the corner. Come to us. So far, we're mostly just demonstrating the melee part of the build and the VATS targeting. We haven't really hit full stealth yet. Alright. What else out here? But to be fair, we're just passing through right now. On the right island corner, so now it's just finding the right building. My location on the map isn't exact. Here in the corridors and seeing what buildings pop up here. Most of these are just abandoned blown up buildings, don't count for anything. Oop. Definitely don't want to deal with that if I don't have to. That thing will hurt. Building up over here. Boxing. That's not gonna help me right now. Fusion. Now. Yeah, I think their pizzas went bad by now. Building right back here. Birch. Oh. Oh, towards water's edge. On the way of buildings here.
Who's there?
Hey, I think someone's out there.
Don't mind me, I'm not here. Still not here.
Find him and kill him! Well, I know you're here.
They're just shooting at nothing. They don't even know I'm here. That's helpful. Let me guess, this is the building I want. Hey, what do you know it is? Alright, level 16. Go ahead and grab that. The nice thing is on the level system, if you're not familiar with it, you'll see flashing stars, which means you're eligible for the next tier. Better criticals. Not really the priority. Ninja is definitely useful. That ups our sneak damage to 5 times instead of 4 times. Not critical at this point. Action Boy would be useful. Gutter points into sneak. Oh. Big leagues would be 60%, so that's another 20% damage. Otherwise, what do we got in crits? Don't have that yet. Or leaf clover, always useful. Boo. We need level 29 for blitz. I might just end up power leveling that. For the moment, we're just gonna do the 25%. Meanwhile, we're gonna go find our knife in here.
You think we're gonna catch this Pikmin psycho?
The slippery bastard got away before. But
You're gonna...
Something like assassinating an entire building while nobody has a clue where the heck you are. Oh, that was interesting.
Slippery bastard got away before, but Slab won't leave a man breathing after he's hunted our crew.
I heard Pikmin skin Roy a lot.
You could totally hide behind walls and stuff until people start freaking out. Problem is, of course, when this happens, because these guys are higher level than I need to be dealing with right now. So, ooh, tunnel armor, noise, puppy, bad dog. I don't remember where that knife is. I've actually got to look.
Ain't personal, just you or me.
Bodies. Sure, don't leave something behind that I need. I assume it's in a safe or something, but it's better to check.
Where'd that little fucker go?
No way I could pick this.
Calling card. Cool.
Better run.
Super mutants, obviously. They like to leave bags of stuff hanging around. Power relay coil. Nice. Alright. He's a threat at this point. How about Jack? Jack is, but that's cool. Bone collecting. Need anything? Super mutants are messy.
That's it. Hate it when they beg. Just you or me. Nothing personal.
Oh,
Gotta
I
hope the
can.
next one is clean.
Got poison. Don't need that right now. I'm gonna leave your knife just like a box, did you? Indy. Alright. Now, don't need the pile of bones in the railway spikes. Well, sure, I can't touch it. Upstairs. So much fun. Like everybody's around. Oop.
No need to hide. It'll all be over soon.
Shit. Must have scared him off.
Go with pins. Here, pick my calling card. Eddie with me. Floor's pretty well cleared. Going up another one. Noise. Always like that. Do. Coincidentally, muffled or quieter. Oop. That right. Type lunchbox just because. See what's hiding under the bed. Pin. Alright. Feel like we're not done clear. Double back here. Weapon station. Tripwires. Rocket launchers. They did not want us getting back into the corner. Alright. Not seeing any knives in here. Alright. Let's go down the random looking hallway here. A way out. Ready to go out. Jump it. Right. Fair stuff. Going down. Frag mines. That's where everybody stores their frag mines, is behind the wall.
I got the door open. Let's go.
Ah, okay. Where we came in from the other side. Been a long time since I've cleared this building. There's everybody. And they found me. Everybody's dead. Sometimes in the Vault Tech lunchboxes, they actually give you good stuff. Other times, total garbage. Once, total garbage. But since I come down here, really we're doing this at one point. Kind of. Case of nuclear war and the end of the world. Make sure we're all good on duct tape. Priorities. Yeah. I'm sure with the current layout, if memory serves its way down in here, a whole bunch more stuff to clear.
You can't hide forever, you sick bastard. Hickman!
Gotta be about full on in. Okay. Came in from this side. Perfect. Every once in a while, when you're teleporting around killing people, you'll kind of get distracted and be like, hey, where was I? Where was I going? Just kind of all move. Like that. Ah, don't drink the water. That does not help you at all.
Peekaboo!
Rocket launch. This is why I stab people. Can't just shoot. Darn with this. Don't spend too much on water than we have to. Let's get up here. Check this out.
Oh, man, come back! I was having fun!
Anything we need. Then we don't have to go swimming. We got our sneak attacks on that, so that worked out well. Safe. Not what I want. Some of the stuff that they hide for you to find sometimes in Fallout's a little like, okay, I went for what? That was almost bad. Quantum?
You can't hide forever, Pikmin. You hear me? You're a dead man! You can't hide forever, Pikmin.
Like everybody wants to kill Pikmin. I don't even care about him. I'm just here for the knife.
You're a dead... Found him!
That's not good. So that guy that we targeted last has a skull, which means legendary, which means he's a boss. So, gonna want to kill him first,
Where'd that little fucker go?
particularly if we can do it with our sneaks. Which we're not gonna be able to do. So, and our crits don't do jack to do. Get back out of that corner a little bit here.
It's called fear!
Alright. Gonna need a weapon.
Dumbass coward.
Out already.
We should have gotten stealth procs on that, and we didn't.
Need backup over here! Ow! Don't you die on me! Come on, tough guy.
There we go. Not ideal, but... And he doesn't have the blade either. I'm hoping it did not lead us on a wild goose chase. Alright. armors are really solid that we're looting.
Finally got you, Pikmin.
Ah, Pikmin. Found him.
Torture our people to your heart's content? I'm gonna enjoy killing you. Are you fucking kidding me?
Memory serves, he's using the weapon right now.
You're nothing.
Let him run amok for a second. And then I think I have to assassinate him at the end. Alright. Moment, he seems like he's almost dead.
Asshole! Just give up! That's how it's done, boy.
There we go. He's dead. Raider Scum, Legendary Raider, Slab. I don't know how many hit points Slab here. So, worst case. Too many. And we'll find out in a sec. Seems like not too many. Now, legendaries, true legendaries, when they hit about half health, they morph back to full health. Just kind of irritating. Alright. Nice. Really slows time during combat when you're at 20% or less health. Sweet. Pistol. The leather stuff. Awesome. What are you? Good. And Raider Scum. Don't even. Now, this guy, Pikmin's Key. Oh, that's great. Do not have his knife. Um, doesn't look like it. Great. Well, nice. Just put us out somewhere where he happens to have it. Let's. Inside a master locked wall safe behind Pikmin. Turn to the front door, immediately enter a room on the left side of the hall. Perfect. We had to go get the key. Apparently, the main quest, you can either help him or let him die. Obviously, we ended up doing the latter. So, just pull apart to door here. Alright, so take a left, and then we are looking for Pyramid Ice, which I'm assuming is these. Yes. Thank for Stanley. Now that we have the key, what we are looking for this is literally the entire purpose of doing this whole thing. Get this weapon. So, now that we have that, it's back to town. Now, generally, you don't do this, and obviously until later, because we ran into some stuff in there that not really equipped to handle in the current moment. However, that's why they make quick save. So, Hickman's Blade. You can upgrade it to the serrated at 29 points, or you can keep it as stealth. So, basically, because it's Pikmin Blade, it already has the serrated. So base is 29 points of damage. Target bleed for an additional 25 points of damage. All of that is scaled into your crit damage. So then we add the Stealth Blade, increased damage from sneak attacks, targets bleed, exceptional damage. That is the one that's already equipped on it. That would be the one we are staying on. So, that is our weapon of choice for the game. I'm gonna have to go sell some stuff soon. Gonna jump in and equip it, even though it doesn't say it does so much extra damage, because I mean it's saying 29. The knuckles are at 23. The serrated switchblade's at 27. But it more does like, what is that, 54? So with that, then we start looking into our perks. So with max in ninja, 10 times normal damage. So at 54, we're now at 540. Better criticals at 2.5 times damage on crits. Well, that puts us up closer to 12. But before we do that, we might as well factor top tier on this. You're doing double damage, so now that 540 base is, what is that, 1080? And then go for crits. So 2.5 times that. Let's just call that 1100 for simpler numbers. You're pushing about 2600 points of damage to start with a pocket knife. So that's the start of the sneak bats build. And then the next video I'll do, I'll jump in at level 30 so we can actually get our full blitz going. And from there, it just gets funnier and funnier. Then we'll add gun fu, so auto crit, and it gets out of control, but it's immensely entertaining. And when you can walk around with your armor set up for stealth and you totally don't care what's going on and you're invisible to everybody, yeah. So that's it for this one. This one was a little bit longer just because I have the towns explored yet. So thanks for hanging out, and I will talk to you guys later on.